Hodor, Hodor, ho ho ho, Hodor, Hodor, ho ho Hodor, ho ho Hodor, Hodor, ho ho ho, Hodor, ho ho Hodor, ho ho ho, Hodor, ho ho ho, ho ho ho, ho ho ho, ho ho ho.
So I was wondering if you were I'm feeling kind of confused right now. Yeah, so anyway.
Yeah, so my point is, Hodor. Uh, yeah, it's basically how I feel right now. Today was probably one of the worst days I've had in a very, very long time. You want to know why? Because I just sat there in freaking utter amazement that I can't sell the goddamn cues without them going right back up to where I got out and then some within not just. I finally, I call it the 106.80 was that spot where I lightened up. Okay, 106.80 was big for me, but then 106.03 was even worse. So when it cracked under that on Friday, I was forced to get out, right? And now what do you get? You get the Qs go all the way to 104.80, and at that point you're thinking, all right, even if we bounce, we're not going to get all the way back to 106.80, are we? Oh, of course we are. It just took 24 hours. So we got back to the 106.80. So here's the thing that I've noticed. There's no other stock that you should be trading other than SVXY. I love reversals. Maybe you don't know that. And I play the VWAP that tips me off where there might be a reversal like in Gilead today and Akamai. And Data was actually a short today for a moment. Oh, yeah. Oh. But what I'm trying to tell you is there's no other reason to trade anything else than SVXY. There's an inner voice in all of us where you think something that's that easy can't be that easy. There must be some catch. We're all bent. We all have this notion that if something is too simple, then there must be something crooked or illegal or it's not going to end well. And I have that feeling about SVXY most of the time. I'm like, can it be this easy? The market's doing nothing. Buy SVXY. The market's going up. Buy SVXY. The market's going down, but not a lot. Buy SVXY. Could it really be this easy? It is. For the one day on Friday where SVXY didn't work, it still worked by the end of the day. Because as soon as the fear comes out and the market anxiety starts to fall, the SVXY goes up because the UVXY gets crushed. Now, for all you psychopaths and lunatics that were buying this thing at 14, hoping for that one big day, you got it. Do you think the stock's going back to 20 bucks now? Now you're going to need, again, every time the UVXY pops, now you need twice as much of a move down, or at least twice as much fear, just to get it back to where it came from, because that's how much of a piece of shit it is. But that's not even my main point here. My main point, okay, is market manipulation. The game is rigged. Now, I know you've known this before. Everything you've heard about Wall Street is true. It's not for everybody. The big guys. Now, I got to tell you something. I watched The Big Short again for the third time, and I'm livid. Okay? This time, I don't think I'm coming back. I just watched that movie again, and this time I smoked a little joint just to get into it a little bit more, and I was in freaking tears. Rage. Tears of rage. Because nobody got in trouble. Capitalism was basically on the cusp of annihilation because these guys invented products and continued to sell them. Who's really to blame? Were it the brokers? No. They were just being told to sell these things because they were making them out so much money. When I was a broker and I was selling a company called IGT, slot machines for Vegas, right? And I was selling, I was opening up accounts left and right because me and my dad, we owned the stock. I liked slot machines. I had a really good feeling for the company because every time a casino would open up, 80% of the floor goes to the slot machines, and there were casinos going all over the place. 1989, 1990s, one of the first stocks I ever bought. So when I became a stockbroker, instead of pitching that garbage to opening up accounts, which is what they wanted me to do, I would pitch them something I knew so I could speak, eloquently and enthusiastically about what they were selling. But then, long story short, when I get called into the office and they said, "Lo, we appreciate you open up this guy's account, 500 shares at $22, not a bad trade. We're going to give you $80 for that trade commission. Oh, not only are we going to give you 80, but we're taking 20 for SEC fees and blah, blah, blah fees. So on your $12,000 trade, you're making about $60. Now, if you take that $12,000 and you put it into Consolidated Technology Industrial Systems Incorporated, and that was a real fucking company, I'm telling you. There was like 9 names. It wasn't a real company. They were answering phones, I learned, in the back as that company. Consolidated Technologies Incorporated Management Systems or some shit like that. And they told me, if you were to take that, whatever it was, 500 shares at $22, so you were talking about $11,000. If you take that $11,000 and put it in this Consolidated Technology Systems Incorporated systems, we're going to give you $3,000 commission. And I'm a young fella. I need money. And I tried to figure out, how could you possibly pay me $3,000 commission on the same amount of money? And they said, don't ask. Just do it. Just tell your client that you've come up with another idea that's better than IGT. Or better yet, keep them in some IGT and tell them you want to sprinkle some into some small cap stocks. And this is what they told me. And I didn't know at the time that Consolidated Incorporated Systems, Technology Systems was not a real company. They had CEOs coming in, doing the dog and pony show, telling us about how great their Consolidated Technology Systems Incorporated Management Systems is. So what am I supposed to do? I've got him on the phone. Mr. Jones, listen, I'm loving the IGT, but I think you should throw, maybe $3 or $4 grand into Consolidated Systems Intelligence Management Systems because, I just met with the CEO. He seems to be, a pretty decent guy. The stock's only $250, it'll be easier. And again, this was one of my favorite lines, which made sense to me as a new guy. Isn't it easier for a $2 stock to go to $4 than a $20 stock to go to $40? Boom! Immediately, that actually did make sense to me. But in theory, it's totally incorrect because the $2 stock's got 70 trillion shares outstanding, 2 market makers manipulating the whole goddamn float. Meanwhile, you got a $20 stock that's actually legitimate with earnings and a real company being run there. So no, in fact, it's not easier for a $2 stock to go to $4 than a $20 stock to go to $40. But regardless, there I was selling this crap. How did I get to this story? Oh, it's all manipulated. Every stock's a piece of shit. But if you've got a stock... Oh, no, that's what I wanted to tell. Manipulated bullshit. Right, SVXY, of course. SVXY is the default now. You don't have to ask me whether or not you should be buying SVXY. The answer is yes. And if it goes down, sell a call against it and wait it out. The chances of losing money are very minimal. Or continue to do what we've been doing. Do you realize that there's a $170 call still out there for January and still trading at 60 cents? And I know it's a long time to wait for 60 cents. But on any pop, just sell calls in this thing because the stock's not going back above 60. So anything above 60, and I'm giving you 60, the stock's at 14, all right? I would say anything above 60, you're going to be all right, unless you have a true cataclysmic event. And you know what? Hopefully you're in the blast radius and you won't care about money. You'll be annihilated by the heat and the searing nuclear fission. What? So my point being a manipulation, right? The reason this market's impossible. Let's say you liked SRPT, which we did. We liked it on the chart from the 13 breakout, and we got to 16, 17. And I said, hey, if it breaks 18, you could get 22. Lo and behold, again, I don't know what they do, don't care. I just made sure I wasn't around in the stock when FDA panels were being, you know, discussed. So then the stock gets halted. And this is a couple of weeks after we weren't even trading it anymore. Stock gets halted. Comes out of halt. The stock's at $6.80 in the pre-market. Next thing you know, it's at 8. I think it managed to get up to 9, maybe 10. Since that day, the stock is now up to maybe 250% on what was perceived as a bad news. So I'm just mortified for you, the long player, who might have given up in disgust after that news came out, only to have the stock now make the biggest move it's had probably in the last couple of years, other than the last time where it went from whatever to the whatever. But we have not seen the stock go from 7 back to 18 in this matter of time, especially after a negative report. So again, this market is just completely batshit insane. Nothing's going to make sense ever. Okay? So the only way, and again, I pulled out of the market today. I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back in any positions. I don't give a shit. I'll trade them, and if I'm at a loss at 4 o'clock, I'm not holding overnights. I'm not even holding overnights when it looks like there's a 99% chance of the stock gapping up. I'm not owning stocks anymore. I'm out. All right? Alcoa, go fuck yourself. Square, suck my balls. Data, eat shit. I don't give a fuck. All right? After watching that movie and seeing the blatant manipulation over the last couple of days in some of these stocks, it reminds me how much I really, truly hate all of this. And if it wasn't for the fact that I do have a knack of teaching people how to find these little opportunities, again, what'd we do? What'd we do on Friday? We played 2 reversals. There was really nothing to do. Even though the market was so up and down all over the place, there really wasn't any clear-cut trades that we liked. But we stuck with the reversals. We made 2 trades. We did 1,200 shares for a grand total of $308. But that's what I do. And then we had today where I just sat around in Gilead with 200 shares and I made $1 on it. Basically took 8 hours for the stock to move $1. And then of course I missed the SVXY. But I'm telling you, I don't know if the market's going to crash or rally. I just don't want to be a part of it. So if it does crash, I'm not in it. And if it rallies, I'm not short anything. Or I'll just be pissed that it's going up without me. Today was one of those days that reminded me truly how much I despise all of it. The grinding higher, no clear entries. Just you can feel it you're getting set up. They grind it higher, they grind it higher, they grind it higher, they grind it higher, and then it drops. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't have to worry about earnings. So here's what's going to happen on SQ. I think the company is going to be a good company. Again, here I am, fundamental analysis. I just think that mobile and payments is something that's going to succeed sometime down the line. Now, what they're going to do is the numbers are going to come out. I don't know whether it's the tomorrow or the next day, and they're probably going to crush the stock. This isn't a prediction. I don't know. I don't have a position. I sold it all on Friday and today. I'm talking about SQ. I don't care. I don't have an opinion. I'm not telling you what to do. What I'm telling you is what I think may happen. I think because this market is so awful and so disgusting and manipulated and rigged, they will rip that stock down right back to 11 and change. Get everybody out because that's what this market does. The stock has to go down first to crush everybody's hopes and dreams, then go up. So I like SQ long, I like data long, so I'm just going to assume that, but here's the cat. There is a caveat here. Here, I don't own them, and I want to own them, but I won't own them going into an earnings report. So what's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen? Because I want to own them and I don't own them, the report's probably going to be, doesn't matter. Whatever the report is, the street will interpret it as good. On the data, the stock will probably go to 60. SQ probably go right back up to 16, 17. What I'm hoping happens is the blatant manipulation, corruption, and awfulness that usually transpires, where they'll beat the shit out of the stock and then it'll catch a bid, and within a day, like ATI and pot the other day, when U.S. Steel and Alcoa, within a day or 2 days or a week, it'll be breaking out. So that's it. All right? So I'm pretty freaking twisted right now, literally, figuratively, and, this, that, and the other thing. It was not a pleasant day today. You would think that I lost money. I didn't do dick. And that was the sickest part of the day. Sitting there with Gilead, just nodding off, waiting for something to happen. I mean, this market is, seriously, why would anybody want to own stocks? But at the same time, you're out of your freaking mind if you're shorting stocks, because we never go down. We try. There was a million reasons that you wanted to be selling the Qs at 108, and that was still a good sell. We sold some at 108, 106.80, and there was no reason to think that within 24 hours would be right back to 106.80 and the SVXY would be up 7. You realize the UVXY actually hit 1850, which you may not see ever again. Yeah, I'm throwing it out there. You understand? Every time the UVXY pops, have you noticed it takes so much to get just back to where it came from? You'd be lucky to see the stock at 1850, unless, of course, tomorrow is some monster bloodbath and the Dow's down 700 points. Maybe you get back to 1850, maybe $20. But again, I don't care. I don't care about what you think. I don't care what I think. I don't care about anything. I know what works. These freaking reversals, even on the slowest days, the fastest days, the crappy days, the destruction days, the parabolic moves up, the reversals work 85% of the time. And I will not even suggest anybody trades anything else other than that setup. So wherever you think you know something that somebody else doesn't know, with your Bollinger Bands and your stochastics and your fucking Ichiro, Dark Clover, your Dark Cloud, Hanging Man. Come on. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Seriously. And you'll be like, wow. But the thing is, you'll be like, wow, and you still won't do it because it's in your freaking head. Well, I'm not going to sit around. If I'm at the computer, let me go try to find a trade. Let me try to find a trade. When you try to find a trade, how does that usually work out for you? The trades find you. I didn't know I'd be trading Gilead today. I certainly didn't think I'd be trading Akamai. I haven't traded that stock since maybe 6 months ago. Next thing you know, boom, criteria met, put on a trade. All right, you know how to find me. I appreciate the last, I got a couple more guys that just signed up. And I'm calling people right now. And for you guys that stopped into the room and then you stayed for a day or so, what happened? First of all, you're not going to learn anything in one day. So if you stopped in and we were just talking about Walking Dead or some metal band that we went to go see or whoever, whatever the conversation was, you can't just come in for one day. All right? You got to make it a life choice. But if you do want to just come in sporadically, if you do just want to get information, I could do that for you. You want to know what I'm trading? You want me to text you? Guess what? I'll do it. Do you think it's going to work? Considering most of the time out of my trades within 3 minutes, by the time you get the text, open an account, open your trading platform or your E-Trade on your phone, chances are I'm selling it. So you really, unless you're a long-term investor, getting phone alerts, I don't know. Maybe you think that's a good idea in an active market. I don't know how you're going to do it. All right. Have a nice day.